Welcome back, everyone. JAYBONE here for Smash This Podcast. To my left, your right, Marq joining me for this pre-weekend party. What's up, brother? Can you hear me?
Sorry. That's my bad.
Oh no.
Sorry. My mistake. Yes, I can hear you. I'm here.
Okay, here we go.
All right. That's better.
All right. Kicking this off. Big weekend upon us. A lot of hype lately for Impact Wrestling. We're trying to stay ahead of this. So come on in, relax. This isn't going to be too long. We're going to go over the card for this week's show. People are starting to file in. Zach Bonifer's in there. Jamie, what's up? Jamie Weisner with a special request for a 2006 final resolution. I would love to. I do not have the time right now. Maybe with they were hinting at a comeback of the Genesis shows this coming year. Maybe I'll do some throwback Genesis stuff because I know there's some of those on the Impact Plus app as well. Critical Sting's in here. Humble Beast, what is up? Terrence Sullivan.
Loaded up for a daytime show. Look at that.
Yeah.
All the usual suspects.
And I don't do too many daytime ones, but that's because I got stuff going later tonight. We're doing over on that other little podcast called Total Nonstop Impact. That has been absolutely growing in numbers lately. I want to talk about that just for a second before we go through the card. I just want to, and I know a nice little chunk of people came over from Total Nonstop Impact. That audience has graced me with their presence. So I just want to thank everyone here as well. Thank you for growing Total Nonstop Impact as much as it has been. I've had a nice little growth in my following as well over here on Smash, and it's great to see. So thank you, everyone. We've been putting in a lot of hard work lately trying to grow it, and wouldn't you know, there's a lot of hype, and we're trying to stay ahead of that hype as well. So it all just kind of meshes together. So thank you. Cheers. A little coffee to keep me going through the day. Before we go through the individual matches of this card, Marq, your thoughts on the show overall, how it looks for this coming Saturday?
It came together so fast. They're getting really good at this sneaky build thing. Like when they were building BFG, we got Turning Point, and that card just came out of nowhere and was a great show. Same thing happened this time, although I will say the card to me on paper doesn't look as strong as Turning Point, but it still looks like a good show. It's 9 matches deep, another really, really big card. I think that's the benefit of having such strong long-term storytelling and everybody being intertwined, is when you're building to a big show, these little shows on the way can happen and you can just kind of thread the plots together pretty easily, and we get matches that make sense.
It's true. I mean, they do leave the breadcrumbs, across the episodes, so you can tell what we're getting. But as far as the cards do come together pretty quickly towards that last week, right before everything is supposed to go down. And I'm okay with that. As long as the storytelling is good and the matches that they present to us are good, I'm okay with it. I don't need, what a several week really heavy build help it? Absolutely. But I've come to know that with this brand, Impact Wrestling, some stuff doesn't come together quite as smoothly as maybe other things in the past. So I'm okay with that. It is what it is. It's the little engine that could, and it's really been gaining momentum lately. They had some tremendous numbers this last Tuesday. Over 750,000 across several digital medias, including Access TV, the Twitch, wherever else it was shown. I believe replays were the full episode on YouTube and Facebook, and those numbers just keep growing as well with the highlights. So that's great to see. More eyes on the product is always good. The growth is there. So tremendous. I'm glad that I could be a little help to that, along with TNI and do the co-streams. We had great numbers, and it just shows. So cheers, everyone. All right, let's dive into this card. We got 9 solid matches on this card.
Somebody score this so when we do the review on Saturday night, you can tell us who won.
You know what? I'll do that right now.
There you go.
Just need to
score yourself at home, and then we'll compare in the Discord on Saturday night.
Yeah, there you go.
So we can talk shit.
So we got...
and actually, we might as well not score it. Critical Sting will probably win because he's probably clairvoyant as well. So maybe we shouldn't even bother.
All right, so we start out here with a women's tag match. Now, this is not part of the finals. This is just a women's tag team match, but these are both teams that are in have been in the tournament, and one's in the finals, one is not, but it's still great to see. So we've got the Sea Stars versus Havoc and Nevaeh.
Yeah, what a surprise this was, too. It was announced online kind of out of nowhere. I know I was really, really happy to see the Sea Stars coming back. I enjoyed them a lot. They were fun entrance, fun gimmick, good in ring. I'm really excited for this match. I think a lot of you guys know I'm a Knockouts fan. Well, we all are, but that's my particular point of major enjoyment, and what got me really, really back into Impact Wrestling was the Knockouts division. So this match should be awesome.
Yeah, and it's I've heard a lot of people say they want to see the Sea Stars get signed. Their first match was it impressed me, and now we get to see him again, which that is a great sign. So, like I say all the time, let them know after this weekend it will be a great time. They'll be paying attention to social medias, the hashtag Final Resolution, hashtag the Sea Stars.
Yep.
Let them know you want to see more of them, and when the tapings come again, hopefully we'll see that women's tag division just grow. So with them facing Havoc and Nevaeh, who do you got this weekend?
Okay, I'm going to go with the underdogs and go Sea Stars. This match got booked seemingly out of nowhere. We didn't have any setup in typical, not typical Impact fashion. We didn't have a lot of setup here. I think somehow the Sea Stars go over here, get the win, and that gives Havoc and Nevaeh a logical next step in a program coming out of the tag tournament before the Build to Hard to Kill.
Armin here. What's on the line? Loser males, winner lollipops. Hey, there we go.
What kind of lollipops?
I personally do not need any more lollipops because I had that 300 plus bag that I've just been slowly picking away at. So I do a couple of show. I don't need any more. So let's not do that. Don't send me any lollipops. So, I think I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to go with the ladies that are continuing this coming. Do they have a match this coming week? I don't know.
No, it'll be the week after. It'll be Jordan and Jazz, right? I think Critical Sting, maybe.
Oh yeah,
I don't have a bracket up in front of me. I should have pulled that up. I couldn't find this card online.
I believe it's Ragnarok versus
Critical Sting. Havoc and Nevaeh via attempted murder.
Oh, dear God.
It's a bold call. It is Impact. It could happen.
It certainly could, and we could have a sinister minister show up and give them their last rites at the same time.
We got to see some sinister minister this weekend.
So tie in Rosemary versus Kiera and Tasha Steelz, who recently endorsed Total Nonstop Impact. That was great to see, even though if it was a cameo. So
nah,
we'll still take it. We'll still take it.
You don't have to. You know what? You don't have to say that part.
Well,
she clearly said that it's the best Impact Wrestling podcast. Which
we know who is the best Impact Wrestling coverage.
Absolutely.
I mean, I give my little fair share of the specials and everything and news bits, but we know that TNI is the best. We know.
Absolutely.
So, all right. So yeah, I'm gonna go with now. What is their tag team name on the Indies?
Oh, Killer Death Machines.
Killer Death Machines.
I wish they would use that. That is a badass name.
They really need to.
God, they need to use that. I mean, we have Sue Young hanging people. We've got people been murdered. We've got guns in the ring. We can't say Killer Death Machines, or I don't know. Maybe there's something else beyond that. I have no idea. But Impact is the Wild West of wrestling. Bring on the Killer Death Machines.
So you got the Sea Stars. All right.
What's up, Elijah?
Elijah Washington. What is up?
Elijah.
All right. Next. I mean, it doesn't matter who wins this one. I still think it's going to be a great tag match.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Next, we got Hernandez. We got Hernandez versus Falabot. Now, special. Man. Okay, I'm going to make sure I read this correctly. Special ref, Kiera Hogan, and special ring announcer, Tasha Steelz. So,
it's like the best match on the card.
It's hilarious. It's got a funny little storyline to go along with it. They're the ones that are holding the money. So Kiera Hogan and Tasha Steelz are actually going to be quite the distraction in this tag match. And they said whoever wins is going to get the money.
Which today Kiera tweeted that she should have kept it at her house. Like she told her at Tasha, and that it was Tasha's fault that they don't have the money. But I thought they did have the money, don't they?
They did. They've been hiding it back. They've been hiding it really horrible. I mean, really well. So yeah, this is going to be a riot. Storyline aside, it's two big guys. One of them, a big TNA veteran here. Hernandez can still go. Falabot's been getting in better shape over the last few years. What do you think, Mark? Is Hernandez taking this one or Falabot? Who's gonna get that money?
So that's a Filipino flag on the wall right there. Hernandez is from Houston, where I'm sitting. This is a tough one. This is not the match. This is not the match that's going to grab those new, curious AEW exclusive fans. This is a match for Impact fans. This storyline, the real story is the storyline, right? We want to know, are we at $78 now? I think it's a lot of money in the Impact universe. This is a lot of freaking money on the line now. So, I mean, we're talking about, we've seen people
that wad o dough.
Yeah, I mean, Reno Scum got paid to protect this wad of cash. So you could imagine that Reno Scum must have been paid at least $253, right? Something like that to protect this money. I have Hernandez because there is no way the stories backstage between Fala and Fire and Flava are from over. Right? So, yeah, I'm high. Sorry.
No, it's okay.
Sorry about that. This is a smash, not TNI. Woo. All right. That's who I got. What about you, JAYBONE? What do you think? You got Hernandez too?
I I think I'm gonna take Falabot on this one.
All right. I like that because we're going different directions each time. But okay, why do you have Falabot? That would put an end to the Flavor Follow, right?
Because he needs a win here. He really does.
I would agree with that, but Fala has always existed without wins and still been a fan favorite. Although I will say the current incarnation of Falaba is a step down, in my opinion, from the last several iterations. I don't necessarily love the current Fala as much as I did previously, but I still do love him.
He's evolving, whereas a lot of these guys have evolved over the last few years. Hernandez has been a strong individual, strong character, no matter how much they feature him. But in this case, he is quite the heel. He wants his money, and Falabot just I don't know what he's going to do with the money.
I hope he buys lumpia. That's what I would do with all that money.
Buys what?
Lumpia, delicious. Look it up. It's like a Filipino egg roll sort of thing.
Oh.
Lumpia. If there's a Filipino restaurant in your area, I highly suggest you go check them out.
I know there's a place with shawarma. I don't know if that's the same or if that's different.
No, different. Shawarma's delicious too, though.
I think that's Middle Eastern.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so
both are delicious. I like all the foods, so I'm good wherever.
I love food in general, but I am going to check out that shawarma place sometime.
Smash this podcast on the road.
You gotta, yeah. I don't get out much.
Ditto.
I'm happy though because it's like 1 minute from my house.
Nice.
It like popped up out of nowhere. It's the big sign out front says best shawarma in town. So it's like, okay, I've never seen a shawarma place anywhere. So it's like, all right,
Congratulations, world best cup of coffee.
You're right.
Good job. 'Tis the season.
Best shawarma in southeastern Wisconsin.
I do want to call out from the chat real quick. Hakeem Fullerton is asking the real question in this match. Who do you think walks away with the money? That's the real question in this match, not who wins the match. It doesn't matter who goes over, essentially. It's who gets the money and what happens to the money, or does this storyline go away? Because you could continue running this DF level story in the background the way they have been on social media and, recaps and little tidbits and vignettes forever because it's been fantastic and it keeps all these people on TV and in the stories. It's great. I love this story.
Critical Sting says, Follow wears boots now. He's in his final form.
The barefoot stuff always, I grew up a Von Erichs guy and Kevin's barefoot wrestling. I was always like, man, I don't know about that.
Yeah, and I give anybody credit who can wrestle like that, but it's always seemed like for a couple of years in a row, people always came out on top because they would, they'd be stomping on his little piggies, That's, you stomp on your piggies, you're done. You're done.
Yeah,
that's an unreal kind of pain, That's
oh, absolutely. Well, and not to mention, nowadays there's a lot of oil in the ring. Right. And you've got no grip and you're flying off ropes and it's a much more high flying style these days to wrestle, although Fallow's not exactly a high flyer. Nice crossbody, but
no, I mean, he is athletic, but you got to imagine that with the way things are and they're indoors and there's no audience, you got to imagine that studio is pretty well climate controlled.
Yeah.
So hopefully that's not an issue here, but,
well, this is a silly story we're talking about anyways. We might as well talk about the HVAC situation in the room they're going to have the match in.
We're trying to be so serious about
it. Do you think Kiara calls this down the middle, or do we see some shenanigans?
Oh, I think we're going to have some shenanigans, and there was a mention to Swinger. I have absolutely no doubt that Swinger's going to get involved here somehow, and he's going to come in screaming, "This one's for Memphis," and he's going to screw the whole pot. It's just, I don't know.
Look, put Critical Sting's last comment up. This story is great. Seriously, only Impact Wrestling runs a background story for this long, this in depth, with this many characters so freaking well. God, I love Impact Wrestling.
Yeah, just don't be surprised if there is some kind of shenanigans. They get a couple extra players in here somehow. I mean, we already got the ladies at ringside, one in ring as the special guest ref. So, cue the Benny Hill music. This one's going to be a riot. It's going to be a lot of fun.
And I guarantee Tasha's on the apron the entire time. Please let Tasha be on the apron the entire time. Please.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I hope so. Please let Tasha be on the apron the whole time. All right. Next. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. Next. What do we got?
Let me just looking at something real quick. All right. So, yes.
Moving on.
Yeah. Jamie says shenanigans galore. Yes, absolutely.
No doubt.
All right. So you had Hernandez. I had Falabot. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Next on the card, let me scroll down here. It always goes back to the top of the page. We've got the Defeat Rohit Challenge.
Yes.
This is another major event, another Defeat the Rohit Challenge. X Division champion Rohit Raju announced that he would be defending his X Division title at Final Resolution against anyone on the Impact roster except TJP. While Rohit continues to rub salt in the wounds of TJP after defeating him to retain his title, the question has to be asked, who will answer the Defeat Rohit Challenge this Saturday on Impact Plus?
Man, who do we even have left on the roster that the most incredible X Division champion we have ever seen hasn't already run over and demolished? Is there anyone left? I hope it's Taya. Oh, wait, she has a match. Never mind.
Dang. She
tweeted about it a while ago.
Oh, did they add something?
No, she doesn't have a match.
No, she's probably going to be there, but no.
Yeah, because Rosemary has a singles match against Deanna.
Oh, she'll probably be she's in the pick. She'll be at ringside for that. Yeah, because it's Deanna Purrazzo versus Rosemary. We'll get into that later.
Is it even possible we could get an AEW person? This is pre-taped, so I seriously doubt that's even on the table, right?
Fantasy. Kenny Omega? No, probably not.
Yeah,
Kenny Omega.
no,
I mean,
why not?
Somewhere down the line, it'd be great, but I don't think. I think he wants to go for a bigger prize down the line, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Rohit versus Invisible Stan. Stan.
There's
Cue the Eminem song. Okay. Can Manic take the challenge? Well, let's see.
I think so.
Who's under that Manic mask?
It's too easy though, because the Manic gear has no sleeves, and TJP is tatted all to hell with like very, very identifiable tattoos. So they'd have to like redo the Manic costume, gear for Manic.
Rohit versus the Explosion.
Nate Bach? Hell yeah, Nate Bach. That would be awesome. It's probably Daivari. I'm gonna go Daivari.
You're gonna go Daivari?
I'm gonna go Daivari.
It certainly could be Daivari, and
I'm gonna go Daivari.
Daivari at his age looks like $1 million freaking bucks.
He looks like a shredded as hell. He looks bigger now. Yeah.
Mims.
Oh my God! Please on Explosion, can we get a triple threat with Mims, Nate Bach, and Suicide is becoming the Explosion staple, but I'm anti-Suicide. I don't think we need the gimmick now anymore. This deep into pandemic, let's put the mothballs back on Suicide and highlight someone else with a face.
I don't know. I mean, the easy pick is Manic in all this, but Rohit's pretty smart lately, and he would call out.
Yeah.
He'd be like, no, you're under the mask. You can't go for this title.
Yes.
So I really don't. I mean, in a perfect world, I'd love to see Jake go for it again because his match versus Rohit was it Turning Point?
Yes.
That was epic.
Yeah, great match. Great match. This whole run for Rohit has been fantastic, and I know that we're all a little biased because he's kind of our adopted dude, but as the friend of the podcast, but man, oh man, his run has been so good. I definitely don't think it ends here no matter what happens. This isn't where the belt's going to move. Rohit still walks out on top no matter who it is, I think.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you there. So I think we're both gonna have Zach Bonifer says Geo.
Wait, go back to Zach Bonifer's Abaddon.
Anything is that?
Yes, it's Basil.
It's Basil on Caleb.
On Caleb.
It's oh my god, that's hilarious. Buckshot Kid says, "How about James Storm?" I would love to see James Storm.
Dang, that's a great one.
That'd be great. Has he ever? I'm a little fuzzy on my classic TNA history. Has James Storm ever gone for the X Division title?
I don't know. Critical Sting would know.
Critical Sting, you're up.
Hakeem's in here too. He would know.
Get those gears working. Yeah, you or Hakeem or anyone. Elijah Washington says Ziggy Dice.
That would be badass.
That would be interesting.
That would be really cool.
He's quite the colorful character. Jamie is he says he's tired of this inside joke of AC Romero when he isn't thin enough.
He's looking thin enough.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, he looks super thin.
There were several months in a row where it was absolutely proof positive that it was AC. So you're just gonna have to swallow that one, Jamie. I'm sorry. If that upsets you, I mean,
So I do have
a lollipop.
I have one more. While you unwrap, I have one more comment on this particular segment. I lost it. I do think it's going to be Daivari, which would be kind of a letdown. Do we think we get a surprise, though? I mean, we got Joe Doring at Turning Point, like as a debut, which have we ever gotten a debut on an Impact Plus special before?
Since they've brought them back, I don't think so. But I think they're amping these up slowly,
Yeah, so we could see somebody.
It certainly could be. Elijah Washington says Petey Williams, maybe.
Maybe.
It's hard to say. My brain's kind of scrambled on this one, but I can't wait. So I'm assuming it's going to be someone we have not seen before. But
you really?
I'm not going to be surprised if TJP tries his darndest to run some kind of interference.
Same. That won't surprise. I don't think anyone will be surprised if we see Manic or if we see TJP somehow involved in the match.
All right. So you think Rohit's going to retain?
Yeah, absolutely. I think Rohit retains, and I'm going to go with Daivari for the surprise.
And by the way, folks, I do think Rohit's going to retain as well. And by the way, folks, speaking of Rohit, no, Jabronsky is not suicidal.
Oh, Bell's Boy's asking me a question. I don't mind answering if we have the time.
Okay.
Why did I? So that was strictly a comment on how damn deep the Knockouts division is. Deanna's the best wrestler in ring in the division. I love her so much. Every match she's in is a masterpiece. But I'm rooting for Rosemary, and I was rooting for Sue, and I was rooting for Kylie, and I was rooting for Jordan. That's how good the knockouts are. It's no knock on Deanna. She's fucking incredible. I'm so glad she came. I want her here forever. She's the face of the knockouts division, but damn, she's not even in my top 3. Sorry. Like, like that's how good our knockouts are. It's amazing. It's a great time. Great time.
It's hard. Yeah, the knockouts division is absolutely loaded. I've got my favorites. You got your favorites.
Yeah, no, that's no knock on Deanna. I mean, I think you guys know I've been gushing about Deanna for months.
Oh, yeah.
I love her. Just, man, that's really our characters, Sue and Rosie's stories, and Taya is my personal favorite and has been for a long time now. And Jordan and Tasha, and my God, the knockouts are amazing. And for all the people talking NXT up, they have a wonderful women's division, but it is a work rate division. This division is characters, work rate, top to bottom, up and down the card.
Oh, it is. Absolutely. So, no, Caleb can't fight Rohit because he's actually going to be in one of the other matches we're going to get to in a little bit.
Ooh, I like J-Rock Freak's comment. That would be amazing. What if we get a surprise and it's Trey returning? That would be cool.
Oh, no,
Man.
Trey's I hear you. I mean, but
well, technically he could come back, right? Because he's not anywhere right now. He's still like unsigned technically right now.
No, he has not taken that yet, but he's still gone. He's taking care of family stuff, if for those that are really curious as to why he wasn't in the latest class of Performance Center students.
I saw that. The comment made me think, what if, technically he's not signed, right? So maybe he could come back for the surprise. That'd be awesome.
Technically he could, but I don't think it's going to be him. If it is, great, whatever.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
It'd be just an exclamation point on his way out of the company because he is that good. And I'll still shoot on Tripp's comment was shitty as hell as far as, talking about passion and stuff like that. That pissed me off.
Shitty people make shitty comments because they're shitty people,
That's
what
true.
it is. Is what it is.
And all he's doing is alienating his brand. That's all he's doing. He's hurting his own brand by doing that because guess what? I got no reason to watch your stupid little NXT now.
Ditto. I stopped watching NXT in pandemic.
Yep. So, all right. So we both got Rohit next. We got next here. Oh boy. This is and this is where it's and this is where the goofy storylines get a little goofier, but the content of this match probably will not be very goofy. Just the big picture wise. We got an old school rules match between Tommy, Sherlock Holmes, Dreamer, and Lawrence. Larry D.
Oh man.
And I believe the stipulation here says, okay, if Larry wins, he's a free man, but if he loses, Dreamer is going to take him downtown.
So he can wrestle I love that Larry D on television said, so let me get this straight. If I win a wrestling match, I won't be charged for attempted murder. Like, man, that has to be one of the most classic Impact lines ever said, right? Like
it is
in the annals of all of Impact. That's got to be in the top. I love it.
It's hilarious.
Love this story.
I certainly don't want. I don't want to see Larry D go away. And this is old school rules. So anything is going to go. If all Larry has to do is bring down AC and he's got a sure win.
Right.
Especially if he puts on that suicide mask. It just confuse the hell out of everyone. But
that would be amazing. He's really good at suicide. He's gotten a lot more mobile since he's dropped the weight too. So you can tell when suicide's in the ring that he's lighter.
Of course. It's a very slimming suit.
It is.
And who knows? Maybe Larry D will bring a little ring rust to the ring, and if he sprays some in the eyes of Tommy, maybe that's how he gets to win.
Maybe we get an old school fireball with the ring rust.
A ring rust fireball. I don't even know what that would be. That'd be a giant purple fireball.
It'd be like Sammy's fireball, but yeah, it'd have to be. I think it would be green. In my mind, ring rust, when you spray it, it's like a green cloud, right? Because it smells like skank vomit or something. I don't know what ring rust smells like, but it isn't good.
I hear it's intoxicating.
Is it like Debbie Gibson's Electric Youth? Because if so, sign me up. Oh, we got to pick who wins this actual match, right?
Yeah, that's
okay.
I suppose we do. So Tommy Dreamer versus Larry D in an old school rules match. Who you got?
I got Larry D because if he goes to jail, well, man, that could be really good storytelling. That's Jimmy Jacobs type stuff too, right? Oh, Impact jail, wrestlers jail. Shit, I'm going Dreamer. I just talked myself out of it. I'm going Dreamer.
You got Dreamer. I gotta support the up and coming guy.
Man, we're doing a good job here, going different on every single pick, except we both think where he will retain.
Yeah, and that's just because there's so much mystery behind who he's gonna face. So it's easier to go with, Zach says it smells like ass. I'm not gonna ask how you know that.
I love that emoji. It's actually ass.
It's actually somebody's
like Tomb Raider. Tomb Raider Lara Croft is my guess on that ass.
I don't know. It could be.
It looks like a digital polygon something ass. I don't know.
Something. It looks
like something.
Something. Gary says BQ is going to help. Dear God, I don't know why that came up. That's just goofy, but whatever. We got some people for Larry D in the chat. Jamie says there's more storyline possibilities if Tommy wins. I mean
that's what happened to me. I talked myself out of it, right?
that could go either way. Because even if Larry goes to jail, you could continue the story with AC breaking him out.
Oh man, that's so good.
I don't know. It's
that's good. Let's fantasy book the story side of Impact. That's good. I don't care what happens in the ring. Give me more of this Tommy Dreamer, Larry D stuff.
It's just good. It's just going to be a lot of fun. Who knows? Maybe Kiera will come back to the ring and continue the
Well, you got to have a Ref Daniel bump somewhere. So maybe it's in this match because it's an old school rules, and we get Kiera in as a ref because she's already dressed.
She'd be dressed, and if she continues the whole run through, like if she actually steals the money, and like everybody follows her through, trying to chase her down for that roll of dough, and kind of like people chasing R-Truth for the championship, the same but different. I know, horrible comparison.
Yeah, I do love R-Truth, but yeah. Well, I will say there was a moment when Kairi Sane was running with her scope up that I really popped for that whole gimmick. That was one funny moment we got out of that.
Elijah says, do you see someone helping Dreamer, J-Bone? Someone from ECW or Impact? Oh, man. That's a tough one.
Dreamer doesn't have any backstage relationships right now because he's moved into an authority figure role.
He's kind of alienated himself in a way.
There, he separated himself from everyone except for authority figures like Scott and D'Lo.
Yeah. So no, I don't think. He's the authority force in this whole thing, but that kind of almost makes him a heel in a sense at the same time. So it's hard. I don't know.
Except that Larry tried to kill somebody. So, but Bravo is such a dick.
Well, because no one wants to side with the,
I feel you.
With the side of justice. Nobody wants the side of
I feel you. Well, we're not looking for justice here. We're just looking for a winner in the ring. So then we'll get our justice afterwards, but we need to know who wins the wrestling match first.
I mean, who knows? Maybe Swinger, seeing as he was like, exonerated from the whole thing, maybe he'll help Tommy. I don't know.
This is what's great about Impact. Literally anything could happen and it would almost make sense, but we'll be okay with any and all of it because it's going to be good.
He'll hit Swinger will run in and hit Larry D with the Fuji dust. I don't know.
I just hope we see some ring rust in some way, shape, or form.
Critical Sting says Richard Justice. Dear God, no. We don't know. Just no. He spent his 2 seconds on TV. That was good enough for me.
That's it.
All right, so you've got Dreamer, I got Larry D. Next. Yep. I can't wait. All right, so on to a slightly more serious topic, even though it is still a little comical. We got Tennille Dashwood and Caleb with a K versus Eddie Edwards and Mrs. Eddie Edwards. Alicia Edwards. This should be fun. We haven't seen Caleb with a K. Well, this version of Caleb with a K in ring yet. So I'm really curious to see how he's going to portray this character. I was like, we know Caleb's very good. He's a former X Division champion. At least I think he is. I'm pretty sure he had it a couple times when they were hot potatoing it, like, what was it, 3 years ago?
I definitely don't remember. I do remember him holding the belt, but I don't know how many times. Somebody in chat, I'm sure, will pick that up.
It was, oh man, who was that? I'm trying to think. He's in NXT now. I can't think of his name. He's a Southern guy, long hair. The Carolina Caveman is what they call him. Lee? I can't think of his name. But anyways, Trevor Lee. Thank you, Critical Sting. Ding, ding, ding. Signal is sent and retrieved.
What is Cameron Grimes down there, right?
Yes. Yeah, he's Cameron Grimes. Yeah. So we got Caleb. Just writing this down. So while I write this down, what do you think of this tag match? And
so this would be the match I have absolutely the least amount of interest in. I'm happy to see Lish get a match on a big show like this. That's great. I know she's worked really hard and she's always a ton of fun. And come on, she's Lish. She's going to say something hilarious and we're going to be able to hear it because it's so quiet. So every time she's been in the ring during COVID, she has had some great stuff. Looking forward to that. Like you said, Caleb can go. Eddie can work with anyone. I'm sure the match will be fine. I love intergender, but this isn't the mixed tag that I'm looking for. I just have a very lukewarm expectation for this match. Ultimately, I think Eddie and Lish win it. And then I think that's going to put a wedge in Caleb and Tennille because they've been planting and sowing those seeds for a bit now. With Caleb taking selfies of himself and, Tennille not knowing that. So I think you're going to see that come to a head pretty soon here.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so I'll go Mr. and Mrs. Anything is possible.
You know what? I think I'm going to agree with you here.
All right.
Because you got us, even though we haven't seen this in the ring before, wait, have Eddie and Alicia tagged together before? Like, she's always been there for him, but have they tagged together?
Slammiversary 2018, maybe, was the last time. Somebody help me out. Or maybe it was BFG 2 years ago. It was a pay-per-view, though. It was Eddie and Lish versus I can't even remember.
Hakeem says Slammiversary 2017.
17, okay.
So 3 years ago.
Thank you, Hakeem. Yeah. It's been a long time, but I know they had before.
All right. So who did you say you got in this one?
Angelina Love and Davey is who they tagged against. That's right. I do remember that.
That's right.
Yeah.
And that was
Post-Wolves breakup
Alicia's
stuff.
introduction, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yep.
That's
that was a long. That seems like a whole nother lifetime.
It is. Well, the company was so different.
Yeah. That's like a whole. That was like right around when I came back, because that's when Johnny joined the company. Right, it was Slammiversary 2017. I think that's when he joined.
I think that's when he came in with the kind of a X Division type match, like a 4-way or 5-way or something.
Yeah. So I think that's right around where I started watching again a little more regularly. So it's been a while.
And that was Angelina Love's and Davey's exit, I believe.
Yeah, I think that's right.
I'm pretty sure that was their exit.
I think it was. I think it was a loser leaves town, right?
It might have been.
Or career match or whatever they call it.
So you're going with the Edwards twins?
Yes, absolutely. Anything is possible. Come on, Lish. I'm gonna go with Lish gets the pin.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. I want to see Lish get that pin. And then she's going to say something awesome. I don't know what though.
She's going to say F you, Caleb, with a C.
That's totally something she would say.
I am excited to see them tag together. And you know what? I'm going to pick them too.
All right, now we're getting in sync here.
So, well, because I haven't listened to NSYNC in a long time. Okay. No. Oh, God. What did I just see? Oh, I was flipping through Netflix late last night, just adding shit to my list. Do you ever just add a bunch of Netflix shit to your list and then like just never watch it? I've got like 500 things on my list. And I've been adding a lot of music related stuff. And I actually saw a Justin Timberlake concert. It's Justin Timberlake and the Tennessee Boys or something like that. And I actually added it to my list just because it looks like, production wise, it looks like an amazing visual thing to watch. So
it'll be like looking at the Thunderdome. Like there's a lot there, but there's really nothing going on. Just, you know.
Well, I mean, and I do actually like him as a singer. I'm not big, like his kind of pop music is not necessarily my cup of tea, but I do have an appreciation for some
Dicks in a Box.
I highly doubt he's going to do that live, but
damn.
I'm a sucker for some like classic R&B kind of sounding stuff, and with the production that he's going to have in his concert, I think he's actually going to bring that forward. But we'll save that for a jacked up jukebox.
There you go. There you go. Are you bringing? You don't have time to do jacked up jukebox right now.
I do it when I can. When I see some stuff that I really want to talk about, I just there's just too much other stuff going on right now. I do it when I did one when Eddie passed away.
Okay, that's right. That's the last one I saw when you were on.
Yeah. So, all right, so we both got Eddie and Alicia for this one. It should be fun, though, because they haven't teamed together in a long time.
Miss you, Kylie.
Aw.
Been feeling the Kylie lately. I went back and just been watching a lot of her matches on Impact Plus.
I know. I noticed. You've been.
Yeah, I've been feeling the Kylie, man.
Hopefully
she was like, she became my favorite. I mean, in a very, very short period of time. She just has something about her that is so magic that you just don't see very often anywhere in any profession. And god dang, I wish you could have bottled her forever. Like, I hope she's okay. I love Kylie so much. She was so good.
We all hope and pray that she ends this note on a high note for herself. That's
no doubt.
At this point,
no doubt.
I think she'll be back sometime.
I hope so.
She's gotta get herself better. And
no doubt.
Until that happens, that's a rough road. So we just hope that she stays on track with getting herself better. That's all.
Yeah,
that's all.
It's nice to see those tweets getting the traction, though. Hopefully, finds their way across her eyes somehow, and she knows that people are still thinking about her.
And I don't even know if she still has her merch shops up. If she does, by all means, the holidays are coming up. Go buy some Just go buy some Carly merch. I think there's still some up on
There
Impact
is.
Wrestling, Shop
Yeah.
Impact, whatever.
Yeah, there is.
So, all right, next. Okay, so we got things are getting a little more heated here. We got what, 3?
Oh, here we got the real wrestling matches now with no
you
money
know what?
on the line.
I missed one here.
Uh-oh.
Crap. Eric Young with Joe Doring versus Rhino. How did I miss that? Oh, it's because of the artwork. It all looks very similar here. Eric Young versus Rhino. Joe Doring and Eric Young's corner. So it's been really interesting since Bound for Glory watching the evolution of Eric Young. He had his championship, but his message that this revolution, he's very focused. He's doing something inside the company here, and he's just been leaving bodies in his wake. He really is. Keeps talking about it's going to take all of us. Who is this us? And obviously you got people like Rhino that are getting in the way of this. You know, we saw Heath get trounced. He's injured, but you know, it's
it's been a while now.
TV, so
it's been a while now. We should be seeing Heath probably in the not too distant future. I wouldn't think. A couple more tapings, maybe.
My hope is that he'll be healed up by Hard to Kill. That's my hope, but I have no clue how long that's really going to take. I'm sure he's rehabbing. I'm sure he's resting too, because that kind of stuff without surgery just takes time, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's a really rough break for Heath. He was on a really good introduction. I know not everybody loved it, but I was enjoying it.
Yeah. So, yes, Critical Sting. I did skip EY and Rhino. Yes, that was an accident. That was an absolute accident. So Rhino, Eric Young. What do you think? Who you got?
Man, two of my Rhino's an all-time fave, and I've really become a fan of EY since I wasn't watching the product for a big chunk of time. I'm new to EY, and he is one of my favorites. I think EY goes over, and I hate to say this, but I don't think this is a long match, man. I think Rhino's in way over his head. This isn't looking good. EY in under 5 minutes.
Almost a squish, hey?
Not quite there, but yeah, I don't think it looks good for Rhino. Not with Doring ring. I mean, have you seen that dude? He's some kind of freak, man. Rhino's not going to have a good night.
Joe is a beast.
That dude's a freak. I wouldn't want to be on that dude's bad side.
If you want to see like just how big this guy really is, like besides like someplace else other than TV,
Bot Squad.
It's exactly what I was getting to. On Ethan Page's most recent vlog, he does a pose with everybody he was working out with, where whatever gym is, down around the studio there. Everybody gets in the picture. He sets up his phone camera, whatever, and takes a picture. And Joe, being the biggest guy there, is in the background, just
dude.
Yeah.
It puts it in perspective just how massive that guy is. When you're dwarfing Jake something, and even Ace is just hulking out lately, and Doring is just a big dude.
His Ace's thighs
crazy
are as wide as Joe's chest. No lie.
They are nuts. When I was at Hard to Kill, I was right in the front next to Bill, and so that I was very close to Ace, and I'd never seen him in person. And I was like, "Jeez, his thighs are like, they're unreal."
He absolutely does not skip leg day.
No,
and I saw him about a year and a half ago in Milwaukee when MLW graced us with their presence. But Ace was there, and he had a couple matches. And I'm kicking myself now because I wish I took advantage of meeting him, but he didn't actually show up until much later in the show, and he was in the dark, like way in the back at some table with his merch. I wish I at least went over there and said hi, but I know I'll get the chance to meet him again. He's still one of my faves. But anyways, back to Rhino and EY. Yeah, you know what? I think I gotta
agree on that one.
agree with you. I love Rhino. He's old school. You know, he can usually get the job done here, but this is unfortunately a numbers game here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Eric's not coming alone. He is going to be with Joe. I have no doubt that Rhino certainly has the ability to bring someone as backup. I saw someone in the chat. Does he bring his pipe with him? He certainly could. You know, just
pipe,
as
the arbitrary pipe weapon.
Yeah, to bring something for intimidation to try to get in the head of Eric Young. But Eric Young he's on another plane right now. He's focused. He's on a mission. Absolutely. He is.
Yeah.
So
as much as I love Rich Swann, I wish it was still EY holding that belt.
You know, I see a lot of people online saying that.
EY's run was really good, man. I was really enjoying it. You know, I don't know. Again, nothing against Rich. He's great. But, man, EY's run was fun. I like him a lot.
Yeah. Just writing down the next one here.
And I don't think we've seen the last of EY holding a belt. Like, that's not the last time, I don't think.
No, as strong as he is with Joe, and we've just scratched the surface of this.
Yes.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see a tag title run out of these two in the future. Sometime next year. Who knows?
Maybe they can take that slot that Ace and Fulton were in before they mysteriously vanished into thin air.
Yeah, it's just so weird. You know, there obviously is a bigger picture to this, and it bothers me, but it's, you know, I'm not going to jump online and be like, hey.
Yeah, Gia's still in the house there, and she's still posting with Ace, and Fulton's still posting about Impact, so they're still around, but for whatever reason, we just haven't seen him. We saw Ace by himself on Explosion 2 weeks ago, and that's it.
Which is nice, but
but where are these? I mean, I was enjoying their run together. I know there were mixed feelings on it, but I was enjoying it, and I don't know what happened there.
I enjoyed it too because I had Shawn Michael Diesel feels from it.
Yeah, totally.
But not everybody feels that way, obviously. So,
but it's weird that they vanished. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, they went from like main eventing pay-per-views at BFG. They were in the main, or not the main event, but the main tag team event, to off TV.
Yeah.
Weird.
It's crazy. We'll have to wait and see. Hopefully they come back in the new year.
Yeah.
So we both got EY.
Oh, yeah.
For the win here. Rhino, his odds are not looking good here.
No.
2 scoops. I prefer the mean. Woo! By God, Gia Miller. All right.
I'm still working on Scoop. Truck's my biggest supporter. We're getting there. We're getting there.
Crack me up with the scoops. So next we've got Deonna Purrazzo defending her Knockouts Championship against. Let me scroll down here. Rosemary. Now they both got some ammo in their corner. Deonna Purrazzo bringing Kimberly, and Rosemary bringing Taya, the other half of the
soon-to-be women's Knockouts tag team champions.
You think so?
Shots fired. It's going to happen.
Yeah, this is you know, the undead realm of sorts, this supernatural presence that's been around Rosemary for a while now in the midst of the investigation and everything else prior to that, has absolutely been, you know, kind of getting in the head of Kimberly and Deonna Purrazzo. And Taya's just being a good buddy, hanging with Rosemary. They're a pretty tight squad together. And Deonna Purrazzo and Kimberly just lost the wait, do they have their match coming up this next week?
No, they lost to. No, wait. Didn't they just have a match last week?
I'm trying.
Yeah. No, they lost last week to Taya and Rosemary, right?
Did they? Like it all
Yeah.
gets
Rosemary pinned Deonna, and that's why we got this match.
That's it. So this is
Okay. I was second guessing myself there. I was like, wait, maybe that didn't happen. Did I dream? Because I dream about the knockouts frequently. So
all right. Well,
in the ring. Keep it clean.
That's an after hour show.
Yeah, they could still be in a ring, I guess.
Oh boy, I don't want to get you in trouble, Mark. So, all right. So who you got for this one?
There's no way they're taking. I love Rosemary. There's no way they're taking this belt off Deonna. This match is going to be killer either way. There will be interference, but I don't think it's going to decide the match. I do think we get a clean pin, probably via Cosa Nostra from Deonna. If I had to guess. Rosie's great. Love her. Love Rosemary. But yeah, she's not in a position on the card to take Deonna out, I don't think. Plus, she's got deep ass story right now, like you mentioned. She doesn't need the belt.
Yeah, there's still, some aftermath here from everything going on.
Yeah. Well, and you've got all the undead realm happening parallel, which she's going to get sucked into.
Yeah, that's the big universe happening here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like Rosemary is still on that road to getting that power.
Yeah.
And she's going to get there one way or another. She just has to sacrifice another virgin, I guess. We don't know if that's going to happen though. But you know what? I think I got to agree with you here. I think Deonna is going to retain. But this is absolutely going to be a great match. I have no doubt about that.
No doubt.
Could be a little shenanigans on the side of Kimberly and Taya, running interference for each other.
I think they both interfere for sure, but like I said, I don't think it decides the match.
Vincent here saying, since Impact and AEW co-promote now, I'd really love to see Rosemary versus Abaddon or Rosemary teaming with Abaddon. That'd be interesting. That'd be wild. Yeah, you could fantasy book the heck out of all those Undead Realm-ish type things, so.
Oh, trust me, yeah. These days, I'm sure all of us are sitting around thinking of what we want to see between the two promotions. Oh, Ninja Best for a Nighter is telling us that he's gay. That's good for you. Excellent. Excellent.
So, hey, good for you, man.
Yeah.
2020.
2020, dude.
We're proud of you, and we support you.
Way to be yourself.
And we continue. So, Carl Anderson versus Ethan Paige. One of the slightly more controversial stories going on because a certain other good brother has not been around for this set of tapings. We know the story behind that.
I actually don't know the story behind that, to tell you the truth. On Gallows? Is he hurt? I actually don't know. How do I not know this?
I think he came down with something.
Oh, we got that. Gotcha.
Yeah,
okay. How did I not know that?
He's sicky.
Gotcha. Okay.
And that's not confirmed. That's what a lot of people are guessing.
Though. Oh, okay.
So I don't want to say like, yeah, well, I know this thing.
I mean, it's possible these days, entirely very possible, right? Like,
it is, unfortunately. Yeah. So Paige versus Carl Anderson, and this isn't for this isn't for a championship. This is more of just kind of like a grudge match of sorts.
Yeah. It's a card filler because I think they had to on the fly shift out of the Gallows story since he wasn't around. So we're getting, the singles match instead.
And Josh Alexander's been kind of, I think he's a little embarrassed of Ethan Page's behavior lately.
No doubt.
Honestly, if you look at him while Ethan's cutting his, by the way, Ethan Page's promos are great. Oh
my God. They've been on an absolute another level lately too.
And if you don't watch his vlogs, please go watch his vlogs. They're very entertaining.
Dude, man, that last one didn't leave me with a good feeling. I'll tell you that.
No, but
I mean, hey, again, we've established I'll be happy for him if he leaves and does what he wants to do, but I really want him to stay, like everybody does, and that vlog does not make it look like he's staying. That's just my impression of it. It just seems so final, but that could be a work. Who knows? He's Ethan Page. He's great at this stuff.
Yeah.
This is what he does.
I think his exit is actually going to come at Hard to Kill. That's a guess. I have no surprise. I would not be surprised one bit if he continues this until the pay-per-view somehow with someone. We'll have to wait and see. But Ethan Page versus Carl Anderson, who you got?
I got the machine gun Carl Anderson going over here. I do think that Paige is on the way out, and unfortunately that bleeds into the story. So I think Anderson's our winner. How about you?
I gotta. It's a tough one. It really is. Zach Bonifer, he leaves, but Karate Man stays.
That would be awesome. They sign Ethan Page at AEW, but we sign Karate Man with Impact. Or not we, but Impact signs Karate Man.
With my face on Dr. Evil and Mini-Me. That's just, it's a hard knocks line.
For us.
Oh my God, it's just. Eric Travis. Carl Anderson said he got a friend, maybe Rocky Romero.
I feel like it's inevitable that we see Rocky here, right? In Impact?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know that like it's going to happen right away, but he's almost part of the universe at this point. He was on Access TV, on Talking Chopomania, Volkeg,
Yeah.
I mean, he's true. And Scott was there, and like he's been. I guess that wasn't part of the Impact universe per se, but it's awful close.
It's kind of like Deadpool is in the Marvel universe, but he's kind of over here somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
That same kind of, if you want to throw another.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Rocky Romero. I wouldn't be shocked.
Well, howdy ho, brother.
Howdy ho. Hey, Kyle.
Cue the sound bites. I mean, I could bring him in here. I just don't have him in front of me, and I don't want to waste the time to do that. You know what? I'm gonna disagree with you.
All right.
I hate to disagree with you, but
Paige, it is.
I'm going with Paige.
All right.
Because that's a little part of me that wants to see him stick around through Hard to Kill.
I can feel that.
But this could very well be his exit. We'll see. We'll see. So, but you went with Anderson.
I did.
Anderson. Oh, sorry.
Should be a fun match. I think this will be a solid match.
Wrong Anderson. It's Carl with a K. Last but certainly not least, we've got the headlining match of Rich Swann defending his Impact World title against Chris Bay. What's going to be really interesting is to see if they have some people in their corner with them at this match. Does Bay come down with Moose? Does Swann come down with Mac? That's going to be interesting to see. See where this goes.
I hope that doesn't happen. That hadn't crossed my mind. I honestly don't want to see any shenanigans in this match. This could be a great match.
Because there's going to be so much shenanigans in other matches, or I should say the potential for it.
Yeah, down the card, there is a ton of potential for a lot of mayhem and shenanigans. The top of the card isn't going to need that stuff. I hope we get a clean match here. Either way, no matter who wins. Although I know who I think is going to win, but I hope it's just a good, clean match.
Yeah. Yeah, don't be surprised if we see something slip in here because, I mean, Moose is a pretty prominent figure.
Yeah.
He absolutely is. I'm guessing he is.
Oh, he's not on the card either, is he?
No, he's not. He's not. So that's why I think he's going to make his presence known here.
Yeah, you're right.
Somehow, some way. Either in the back
after, though.
It could be. It could be. I mean, he could end up taking out either of them, honestly.
Yeah, I forgot he wasn't on the card. That's a good point. Damn, I hope that doesn't happen. I'm really looking forward to this match. I think this has the potential to be the match of the night right here, if given, the proper conditions and no shenanigans.
Bay and Swann are going to absolutely tear it up.
They're going to burn it down.
It's going to be match of the night.
I have a little bit of doubt only because people underestimate Rosemary when she's really motivated. That Full Metal Mayhem match, that last minute match at Rebellion earlier this year, the first pandemic tapings she had with Havoc. Like when Rosemary is motivated, she can really, really put on a match. But we'll see. I think this is going to be the match of the night as well. I'm just saying, don't count Rosemary and Deonna out. And we know Deonna can go every time. So, but yeah, this one, I do think Swann retains though. Bay has grown on me a lot. I was a Bay hater at the beginning. I just didn't like his lack of character development. Maybe I had too high expectations because he came with a lot of hype out of the indies. But I've really started to like Bay, and he's grown on me a ton. But he's not ready to be the world champion yet. He's just not.
No, I'll agree with you there. I think he absolutely will be champion someday because I think he is that good. It just needs. He needs time. Know, he's not one of the guys that's just going to come in and within a year, boom. I mean, he already had an X Division championship, which means they do have confidence in him. There is that, it's just too soon for anything else. It'll be someday. Someday
he will be Impact World Champion for sure. But he's and the top of the card is actually in pretty good shape right now. There's a lot going on at the top of the card.
There is, and especially with all this cross promotional stuff going on, there's other little things being hinted around, and we could actually see something like that happen here as well. Somehow interject itself into final resolution somehow.
Yeah.
Maybe not necessarily in the match, but like aftermath or something.
Yeah. I forgot about Moose not being on the card. That does kind of change everything, but it doesn't change my decision. It'll be interesting to see what happens after the bell here, I think. I think that's where we're looking. And for commentary, what are we going to get? I mean, man. So if I could just really quickly, I'm pushing the Fix Impact Plus hashtag on Twitter because I'm trying to raise awareness to the important issues in our community that need addressing. So yeah, that would be great if everybody could get on that. I know we're wrapping up, and I just wanted to get that in there before I forget because I saw somebody commenting, and then I wanted to remember to talk about the commentary. The two issues we've had lately are people that are new to the product or trying to come back to the product overwhelmingly have negative things to say about Josh. I hope, in my opinion aside, I hope we get a different commentary team for the prospective new audience here.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to see, or at least mix it up with Matt Stryker. Matt Stryker was a breath of fresh air, man.
Absolutely. Go with the 3-man booth with Josh Madison and Stryker, because Don apparently isn't going to be doing any commentary, so.
No, and I think that's because of his character base.
Yeah.
Going to be pulling him out of that scenario, which I'm okay with.
Same. I loved D'Lo. He was great on the Twitch specials. You could bring D'Lo in. You've got a couple of really good hands in back already that could do it.
D'Lo's a lot of fun. D'Lo's fun.
Yes. Yeah.
So yeah, there's certainly there are options out there. We'll have to see what they bring this Saturday.
Yeah, and again, I don't mean, no huge disrespect to Josh. I'm just saying what I'm seeing online, and that that's been a well-known issue for a long time. And if they're really trying to get over the hump here, I hope we get a 3-man booth or a change in commentary to kind of see if it has that impact on people, no pun intended, newer coming back to the product. I just feel like this is a really critical time for Impact, and it's the first time in a few years it's been like this. And when it comes to Impact Plus, with good reason, we're all nervous and have sweaty palms because every single time the ball's been dropped. So this time, let's hope not.
Yeah.
We just want to see Impact succeed. Everybody here, and I know that.
Oh yeah, and this I think with this card, even though it's on paper, it may not look like the biggest card. There certainly are some great storylines featured in this card to go along with it, and it's all character growth,
Yes.
leading towards something bigger.
Yeah, well, and we can't expect a pay-per-view level card every time. I mean, Turning Point was unreal. Turning Point was maybe my favorite show of the entire year.
Really?
Man, I'd have to go back and watch them all next to each other, but that Susie Deanna match was my match of the year, period. And Deanna's had nothing but match of the year candidates, but I loved everything about that show. So I definitely can't expect that. I don't think going into Final Resolution, but you're right. There's a ton of great stories coming in here. That's why we're Impact fans.
Yeah. Any other final thoughts before we exit here? Any other?
No, brother. I'm long-winded, and I'll be back on with you in 5 hours. So.
Yeah, that's true. 5 hours away. We'll be back for the throwback over on that other little podcast called Total Nonstop Impact. We'll be running down episode number 51, I believe.
Yes.
Man, and I got partway through it. Man, and I can't wait to talk about that cage match. I don't know how the episode is going to end. No spoilers. But
I haven't watched the end yet. I'm only halfway through the episode myself.
Okay.
So I gotta finish it up.
I'm really surprised
that cage, dude.
That wasn't the finishing match, the headline match.
That final spot in that match. Just briefly, I cringed physically at the final spot in that cage match. So if you haven't watched the TNI throwback for tonight, episode 51, NWA TNA,
there's still time.
Yeah, there's still time. At least watch the opening cage match between America's Most Wanted and Triple X. It is unreal. Absolutely unreal. Yeah,
it's a lot of fun. I got to say, it's
Lakers.
The best. Yes, I see Lakers in here. Much love, man. Thanks for joining the show. I got to say, it's one of the better cage. I love cage matches. It's got such an old school hardcore feel to it. And I gotta say, this is one of the better cage matches I've seen in a long time. And it's from 17 years ago, which is insane.
And that cage is scary tall. Scary tall.
It is. It's old school tall. It is.
Oh my God.
It's not like one of those half-assed blue ones from old back in the day. But I love that too.
Yeah, man.
Those were cool. The first cage match I ever saw was Hogan and Bundy. So I always compare everything to that, which, you know what, I want to go watch it again sometime soon.
Man. Those old cage matches too, you remember you'd see a superplex off the cage and it was the biggest thing you'd ever seen in your life. Like, oh my God, because all match 15 minutes to get to that spot.
Right?
Man, oh man. But that's kind of how this match was. This was a really great match. Definitely tune in tonight for the throwback, but watch episode 51 first. At least the opening match. It's right from the get. 20 minutes of glorious violence.
Oh yeah. They gave it a decent amount of time too. Just over 20 minutes. It was great.
Beautiful.
So for this guy, Marq, I am JAYBONE. This is Smash This Podcast. On our way out of here, you know what to do. You smash that like button, smash that sub button, and you ring that bell for notifications so let you know when more of my content hits your screen. We'll see you later tonight for some throwback fun over on Total Nonstop Impact, NWA TNA number 51. We'll see you later.